Hey, everybody. Welcome to the School Safety and Security Show. Hope is not a tactic. I'm your host, Lieutenant Joe Pangaro. So first, let's thank our sponsors, because if it wasn't for them, we couldn't be here to bring information to you, the ladies and gentlemen of our school districts, and really any place we got to be safe and secure, but especially our school districts. So that would be riottint.com. Riot Tint. Riot Tint, they make a window glazing for schools and all kinds of buildings that keep you safe. Go take a look. Amazing product. I love it. Blue360media.com. That's my publisher. They publish all my books. And medicalessentialdiagnostics.com. Now, I don't have a poster for them. They're supposed to send me one, but they are in New Jersey. They have 6 offices where you can go and get a complete health screening at no cost to you. If you're a state worker, a township worker, anybody in a government worker, it keeps you healthy and safe. So we want to thank all of them for being here. So what do I want to talk about today? Well, it's interesting. The idea of cybersecurity and data security is really beginning to take hold. We're starting to think about that more and more. So when I worked in the school district, it was a Friday afternoon. Everybody was excited to go home. And an email came in to one of the clerical staff and said, hey, on her school email address, said, hey, just so you know, your Visa card has been compromised. You have a problem. You should come in and, let us talk about it right now. Click this link and we'll straighten it all out. Well, she did, and it was a phishing operation, P-H-I-S-I-N-G, right? Phishing. It was a scam. She signed in. She put in her account number. The key was they wanted to get into her computer at the school, and she did. And she shut it down, at least she thought she did. And when we came in on Monday morning, every computer in the district was infected, right? We had a ransomware. So cybersecurity and physical data privacy of our students, our staff, anybody that we have data on is extremely important. And what we're finding is that as we move further and further into the digital realm of the world, this understanding of safety and security in the digital world is becoming more important. So I wrote this article, and you can't see it, but it's up on my LinkedIn profile now, Joseph Pangaro. You can go and find it. What it talks about, it's called Bridging the Gap, Strengthening Student Data Privacy in the K-12 Education Space. And I was reading through a bunch of material on cybersecurity and data breaching, and a recent report by the Consortium for School Networking Group. They highlight growing concerns in K-12, which is nearly 90% of leaders are responsible for student data privacy, but only a small fraction of these leaders that are responsible for student data and privacy are actually trained very well. There's not a lot of training out there. You kind of assign it to somebody. Okay, you're in IT, you're assigned to do this, and they don't have the proper training, and that can lead to breaches and all kinds of problems. So, and yes, I need this light to see because it's dark in the studio here. So what I did is I wrote this article, and I give you a bunch of tips on things that you can do to help better secure your students' privacy data, all right? So the challenge, in many districts, privacy management is treated as a secondary task assigned to an EA personnel or an administrator, right? Isn't that what we do? Here's what I'm going to suggest that you do. Create a dedicated role such as Data Protection Officer, DPO, or Privacy Compliance Coordinator, right? This person should have authority and resources to oversee compliance, vendor agreements, and internal audits. All right, so that's a kind of an idea. Designate somebody to worry about. Just don't say, IT, you do it. But if you're the director of IT, you might want to say, okay, one of my people or me, I'm going to create this office, get, of course, the superintendent's approval and the board, and have somebody be in charge of data privacy. Require specialized training and certifications, right? 17% of school staff responsible for privacy have received no training. 17%. That's almost 1 out of 5 people that are in charge of this have no training whatsoever, and it's difficult. So if anybody wants this article, a couple of things we're going to do here. First of all, people have reached out to me and said, Joe, how do we get in touch with you? You mention it, but we don't always see it. So I'm going to put this up here a little better. You see this. This is my email, joe@pangarotraining.com. Jot that down, joe@pangarotraining.com. You can reach out to me. Hey, I'd like a copy of that article or any of the other articles I've talked about that I've put out. Maybe you have a suggestion for something you'd like to learn about or something we can do in school security. I'd be happy to do that. All right, so that's how you get in touch with me. It's important that we stay connected and that we stay on top of this because remember what I say all the time, we're all in this together. All right, so only 17% of people that are in charge of this have training. Here's a solution. Provide formal training pathways. Staff should be encouraged or required to take courses that build competency in data protection and cybersecurity. There's a lot of courses, and I have them on here. FERPA 101, Cybersecurity for Educators, CompTIA Security, and COSN's Certification Education Technology Leader, right? It's in the article. You can go look it up. All right, here's number 3. Adopt a Trusted Learning Environment Framework, also known as TLE. The challenge, inconsistent district policies lead to fragmented privacy practices. Now, this is always true. If we don't have a good policy in place, what happens is things get skewed. We don't always get the right things. Nobody knows what to do, or they know half of what to do. Create good, solid policies. All right. Let's see. Form a data governance team that performs baseline privacy audits using the TLE assessment tools and create a 12-month improvement roadmap. So what I always talk about is the process of learning for me when I teach anything is talk, walk, and run. We talk about the problem. Let's discuss it. Then we walk through it, and then we run through it, right? So what you want is set a team together and do a tabletop exercise. I have access to electronic tabletopping, which is absolutely amazing. If you go to my website, Pangaro Training, we're updating the website, so it may or may not be there yet, but I have access to this thing called Syntactics. Syntactics is electronic tabletopping. It's absolutely amazing for you and your team. All right, next, control the use of educational technology tools, right? Free tools, especially apps, are often used without a vetting process. Develop a district-approved tool list, tech tool list, and any new app has to go under a privacy security review. All right, very, very important. So recently, because one of our sponsors is a publishing house, what we found out is that another big publisher out in the world, they got breached. Their data security got breached and they got all their clients' information. We don't want that to happen. So make sure, put a team together that learns about this. And remember, people are using apps that they get for free because they don't want to pay for them. You got to vet those apps out and make sure that they're good and they're quality and they're secure and they protect your data. All right. Let's see. Build a security conscious culture. Teachers and staff often lack situational awareness about data risks. This is absolutely true. Just like the clerical person I told you about. We had done very little in our district at the time about computer safety and this and that. Somebody got a phishing thing and they saw their credit card. Oh my gosh, my credit card has been hacked. And they immediately start clicking buttons. We want to train people. Isolate that. Don't open it. Don't click on it. Don't get caught in a phishing scam. All right. So when we look at this, embed privacy into daily operations with ongoing awareness campaigns. Don't we do this for safety and security? In physical safety and security? At least you should. You should always be talking about it, messaging, do the right thing, follow the rules, make sure you know where to lock down that. Well, same thing with cybersecurity and privacy issues. We should constantly be messaging that. Before we click on something, what are we doing? Before we give out information, what are we doing? Right? Before we do anything, we should look at it. And improve communication and transparency. Parents and students often don't know how their data is used or protected. So this is something you want to message. Again, messaging, very important. Let everybody know you're protecting their data because this is a big, big deal in our modern world. Somebody gets into your database, somebody gets into students' privacy stuff. They're going to get all that information and it's going to hurt people and damage their lives. You're probably going to see lawsuits and all kinds of problems to the district. So you don't want to do that. All right, so protecting student data privacy is not simply a compliance obligation. That's something we just have to do. It's a core responsibility, and that's why I say this every time I get a chance to say there are a lot of responsibilities we have with safety and security. Most of you did not get into teaching and education So you worry about people getting shot in your school, getting hurt in your school, or having to protect people's data. But the reality is that's the world we're in. And in a digital world, we have to do everything we can because the people are not coming in the building to get our data. They're getting it from outside. They're getting it through the computer system. They're getting it online. They're getting it through the programs and the apps that we use. So remember, very, very important. And here it is. Here's the article. All right. If you want the article, it's called Bridging the Gap, Strengthening Student Data Privacy in K through 12 Education by Lieutenant Joe Pangaro. If you go to my LinkedIn profile, which is Joseph Pangaro, and you go there, it's an article that I put up. So that's a good way to get. I have lots of articles up there on hazing and vaping and all kinds of stuff for schools. Now, as far as this program, what I need you to do is hit the like button. All right, find it on here somewhere, hit the like button and subscribe and tell everybody you know about the show because we do tons and tons of things about safety and security, digital, cyber, and physical. We want to keep everybody safe. So I want to thank you all for being here. And remember, we're all in this together. Let's all do the right thing and be safe out there.